terminology associated with innovation is confused and lacking coherence. This occurs largely because so many scientific and business disciplines can lay claim to it as a subject of study, and politicians see it as a panacea for all ills, so liberally use and abuse the term. So the meaning of innovation begins to become eroded, and the underpinning basis for associated processes and systems of approach then increasingly become diluted, structureless, and meaningless. From time to time, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, publish their international guidelines on definitions relating to innovation in their Frascati manual, as it's called. For many years, their definitions relating to the types of innovation followed a logical course reflecting the evolution of innovation as a subject. It has to be said that more recently, at least for me, their rationale has started to reflect that lack of precision and clarity that exacerbates the erosion of meaning. So I decided to produce my own typology of terms, having, in my view, a more defendable foundation. I may or may not have succeeded in this, of course. In producing such an interdisciplinary typology for innovation, I consider there to be a number of key categories. Firstly, paradigmatic approaches, embodiments, then categories of change, the means of generation, scale of reach and relevance, impact in the market, and the means of delivery. Definitions and terms used for the types of innovation cited in the scholarly literature can mostly be assigned to one of those categories. I leave it to you to decide whether it's been successful in my attempts and have in fact created a more rational typology for innovation, or just simply added to the existing confusion. For me, however, the role of the embodiments of innovation are of the most general relevance, most important, when we talk about this subject, because these reflect the means by which innovation is actually delivered. And ultimately, this is what matters for everybody, certainly those involved in the process of delivering innovation to the market. The embodiments of innovation are products, services, and/or processes. Every tangible output of innovation can be described as either a product, a service, or a process, or in some cases a combination of one or two, or even all three embodiments together. A good example of this multiplicity of embodiments is the automated teller machine, or ATM as we all know it. The ATM acronym was first unveiled in June 1967 by the UK's Barclays Bank. The ATM is an automated process using a product, the machine, providing a bank teller service, a service that involves a payment transaction process whereby a card identifier is used to enable access to money from the card owner's bank account. The machine delivers a service and the machine enables a transactional process. The service innovation is dependent upon both the machine product innovation and the process innovation. The process could not be delivered without the machine or the personalized card. The type of embodiment of an innovation will determine the route to market that may be pursued. Something of particular importance to those people, the innovators and the entrepreneurs who turn an invention into a marketable innovation. An example might be the development from an invention of a product where the real money to be made is not from the sale of the product itself, but rather from the servitization of the product, the backup technical support and parts service that actually generates the revenue. The productization of a service, turning a service function into a product, such as the ATM. And it is this clarity of thinking that is required when we consider an innovation, because it is not just about something hypothetical or even mythical concept, but rather an actual means of delivery of ideas, system structures, inventions to the market. In the delivery of this, to have any hope of success through the myriad of potential challenges that will be encountered en route, working through and determining exactly what the embodiment of innovation will be is a crucial first step. This is the level of thought and consideration that has been lost in the OECD definitions of innovation. The lack of clarity, consideration and understanding that those people on the ground delivering innovation, the innovators and entrepreneurs, cannot afford to get wrong. Hence, the need for a coherent typology of innovation that relates and includes different aspects in a way that gives the necessary clarity and the meaning for those who most need it, the innovators and the entrepreneurs.